All right, we're live. How you doing? Welcome to Frank B Designs. This is Creative Control, Episode 1, Thoughts of a Creator. Me, myself, I like to think of myself as a very creative individual. Growing up in New Jersey, not going to say like my upbringing was horrible or bad, but it's like normal kids doing normal kid stuff, like growing up, going to school, getting in trouble, but not with the law or anything. Just get in trouble with like adults or teachers or parents and things like of that nature. But we're on this podcast. I'm here to focus more so, like I said, on the creative side. Like, how did I become or dip into this whole thinking or mind state? Like, yo, like I'm actually here for something better than what others may think I'm here for. Not to think like I'm highly or godly or nothing like that, but I just know that I'm here for a bigger purpose more so than just going with the normalities of what everybody else thinks that they're supposed to do, like which is, going out, getting a job, focusing like on that mind state. Like I know like I'm here for something bigger and brighter, and throughout this podcast we're gonna dip and touch on different different things that got me into this mind state, and hopefully it'll touch others and help them out as well. Like I remember growing up, and every Sunday going to church as a normal child. That's just something that you did every Sunday. You wake up, might eat breakfast, and then go to church, or depending on what time your church service is started. If your parents is in the choir, then you know that, hey, breakfast is out the menu. You're gonna go to church. You're gonna go to Sunday school. They either gonna provide y'all with breakfast or something like that. Well, my mom and dad, they wasn't like that. Like they just, church start at 11. We wake up at like 8:30, 9 o'clock on Sunday. Eat breakfast out the door by 10:30. At church by 11:15. In time for the first song. In time to say hey to some people, just in time for that whole going on. But I remember, and like this stuck with me like throughout my whole life. Like the Genesis 1, in the beginning God created the world and the heaven and the earth. That's just something that's always stuck with me. And then I was like, well, God created, then I know that He didn't put me here just to be mundane and just go work a 9 to 5, be on a cubicle all day or something like that. So I was like, well, I know I'm here for something bigger and better. So like I would pray and ask like, yo, what am I supposed to do? Like what is my meaning? What is my purpose here on this earth? Like I know I'm not just supposed to follow suit and things like that. So so I know like sometimes like obstacles, they come and they go no matter what you may face, whether it's it was in a job or things like that, because those things they tend to happen no matter who you are, no matter how many years you may put in or how many months you may put in, either with a relationship or like I said, like with a job. You just never know. You never know what's gonna occur or what's gonna happen. So then you're like, yo, get back at square one. Like, all right, I got to start refilling out applications. I got to call the unemployment people every week and tell them, yo, nobody's answering. Like, I'm filling out all these applications and things like of that nature. I know because I've been there. And like, and during that time, while I was out, I was like, all right, I know while I'm here, but I still need, to feed and put bread on the table. Like the streets, that was never an option for me. Like I tried it and it didn't work out. So I was like, going the street route, that's not gonna work. I know why I'm here. I know if I keep following according to the Bible and keep following God, that I know something else is gonna open up for me. So I just kept reading and staying true, and throughout like things occurred, and like guys like kept showing itself like, no, you're not supposed to go this way. Like stop, stop, have a seat. You're doing too much. And like when you do too much, like you come to that roadblock where you either can't get over it or you're just gonna be sitting. And like I went through a time where I had to sit, and during that time when I had to sit, like I couldn't. It's like almost saying like like if you're a writer, it's almost like hitting writer's block. Like you can't think of anything. You can't move. Like no matter how much you want to write, like no matter what you write, you're like, this is trash. You're crumbling up the paper and you restart it. And as someone that is a writer, I know because like I used to rap from age 9 to 29. Every day I had a pen and paper writing down little poem. They to me at nine to like maybe 13, 14 years old, I wasn't serious. I just thought, I'm dope. I can. This is a little poetry, like a little heading, and just dribbling down my little thoughts up until I got like 14, 15 in high school. Then people started um, rapping. That's like when people was rapping, and they thought they were okay. Some of them were okay, and some of them was trash. Say it is what it is. Call a spade a spade. But I always knew I was doper than a lot of people that called themselves rapping at that time because they was just hatting, tatting, ratting, cat, Dr. Seuss with it. Where I was, breaking down. I was listening to my cousin's tapes, and I was sneaking around listening to old school music. Older rappers. Listening to Jay, listening to Kane, listening to Coogee rap, listening to how stories were being developed within a rhyme, listening to rhyme schemes and things like that, and how a punchline was being brought and a metaphor and things of that nature. I was like, wow, like that is pretty dope. So like what got me into writing was I was like 9 years old, and two things occurred in my life when I was 9. 9 years old, we moved from Irvington to East Orange, New Jersey. And during that time period, we thought we was gonna be moving to North Carolina, but we ended up moving to East Orange. I was happy to move to East Orange, but I was happier that we wasn't moving to North Carolina because I was going to miss all my friends and everything, and my upbringing probably would have been totally different than what it is now. And I'm so happy that I didn't go that route. So when we moved to East Orange, my parents they owned about a two family. It was a two-family house they was renting from my first grade teacher. Cool. First grade teacher lived on the first two floors. We third floor, flat level. Cool beans. So like a few months, we living there, and everything is going good. Like I'm introducing, I'm noticing, people like I'm becoming not friends because you're always a new kid, but like I'm meeting people or like people coming up, hey, you're new around here. What's your name? What school you go to? That type of ordeal. And then like this kid I was hanging out with, long story less long, he knocked down my neighbor's daughter off her bike or what have you, and like she run off crying or whatever. I was now I go to his house. I'm like, yo, just come back and apologize. But he wasn't. He had got called into the house to come eat dinner. So I go over, knock on the door. Hey, can so and so just come back and just apologize, so that way we won't get in any trouble and things like that. And then this kid he was sitting on the porch, and I don't to this day I don't know his name. I don't know nothing about him to this day. And as I'm leaving off the porch and I'm walking, my back turned. I'm 9, like what do anybody want from me? I'm 9. Like I literally have no money at this time. So like I'm leaving, trotting down the walkway back to my house, and he sneaks up behind me and puts a knife up right here on my neck. And then he was like, I could kill you right now, right? I was like I can't even shake my head. It's nothing I can say. Like it's nothing I can do. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Like if I move wrong any direction, I'm stuck. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Lights out. No more. Out of here at 9. But then clear as day. Dude yapping in my ear. Clear as day. God, don't move. Don't be scared. He's not gonna hurt you. Clear as day. Don't move. So he's yapping. Clear as day. Don't move. And I just froze. I just stiffened up. And then he was like, "Yeah, you better run." And then, like, I ran to the house. My mom was like, "What happened? What took you so long?" Because I was supposed to be in the house eating dinner as well. Then I tell my parents, what occurred. You know, Bob, my dad make a couple phone calls. My mom make a couple phone calls. My cousins, they circling, looking for him. No, I mean, wasn't no calling no police or nothing like that. But at that time, I shut completely down, shut down from everything. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to be around people. If if we in class, I asked to have my seat in the back of the class. I didn't want nobody behind me. If we get in a car, I'm sitting in the back, on next to the door. Like if we go out to restaurants, like I can't sit with anybody behind me. Like I'm asking my parents, like, yo, if we go anywhere, I can't do this at 9. Like if I have to go with y'all anyway, I can't. And they understood the reason behind it. And at that time, like I just, all those emotions and things that I was feeling, like I just went to what I started to know, like my pen and my pad, that became like my best friend. Like I know I had like real people in my life, but no, I knew that whatever I was going through at that time, like my pen and my pad, like we became totally inseparable. Like my friend, she joked on me because I would walk around school like Doug with my pen and my pad, just not really. I didn't want to talk to people about what happened during that summer. Like people, hey Frank, what happened? How was your summer? I was like, they was like, oh, I thought you was going to North Carolina. No, you a liar. I'm like, no, I'm back. I'm in East Orange now, and little stuff like that. But stuff like that is what groomed me a little bit to remain cautious and things like that. All right, so then like things begin to happen at 9. Then 95 comes. Boom. I turn 10th. I believe I'm like in the fifth, sixth grade. Fifth grade is when I lost um my aunt Joyce, who played a pretty big role in my life. She may not have known, but just her presence. That was my dad's sister. She would write poetry, and she was a painter, and she left a painting. Like she gave my dad this great painting. I remember it. It was I want to say it was like the praying God's praying hands and like a scripture. It was dope in my eyes. I was like, nobody. That's my aunt. Nobody could pay better than her. Nobody can write poetry better than her. That's my aunt. That's mine. I know her. That's my aunt. She dope. She doper than yours. She doper than you. But she wasn't like a famous poet or nothing like that, but she just wrote poetry. And like if you know my family, like you know, like there's a lot of artists and singers and rappers throughout the whole Brevard family. I don't know if that's in our blood, but that's just something that we know how to do. We know how to rap. We know how to sing. For the most part, a lot of us have that creative bug or that creative juice. But like in the fifth grade, when she passed, once again, that hurt me. Boom, another tough blow. Shut down. Shut down. What do I do? Go back, pen and pad, pen and pad. Like, but this time I'm like writing aggressively. Like my tone is more aggressive, and like I'm writing small. Like it's not even legible to anyone at this point. Like I'm writing stupid small. Like nobody can see what I'm writing at all. And for the most part, that's probably a good thing. And like I don't even know. I think like when we moved from Jersey to Virginia, I lost a lot of uh, those writings just in the move or what have you. But yeah, but like growing up, that's all I knew was write every day. Come home, do my homework, I'm writing. Come home, go outside for a little while, take on, see the sightings, go back inside, write about it. Hey, saw her with the thick jeans. The thing mean, thick as a beggar. You know, that's all I knew how to do. That's talk about what I would see and what I would do and things like that. Then fifth grade, got my first job, cause say it loosely because I was working with my dad, and we would go to English Town every Saturday and Sunday. So this was like my way of not having to go to church at this time was, hey, I'm hanging with my dad. Like, forget what y'all talking about. I get to hang with my dad for the weekend. Anyhow, knowing he lived in the house, but being able to have that one-on-one bond and connection and time with your dad growing up is always important. It's always fundamental. Fundamental. I noticed, as an adult now, having my own child, my daughter, Rain, who was constantly looking up to me, and I noticed that she likes to do little creative things. Anyhow, knowing like she likes to do these bath bombs. I don't really get the point of it, but I know like at the end of the day, it's about the time, me spending that time with her, and this is something. This is her just expressing her creativity and things that she likes to do. Like she likes to cook. She likes to get her nails done. I don't. I don't know how to cook. I don't know how to cook a lot of stuff. I know how to cook, little things. But she wants to experiment. Hey Dad, can I have some pasta noodles and can I have a pan? Hey Dad, let me get that. Let me get that salt, the red salt. I'm like the seasoned salt. Yeah, let me get that, and let me get the white salt. Let me get the pepper and mix all. I'm like, you're making a mess. Is what I was saying to myself. I don't want to stop her because this is her just being creative. I don't. And hey, Dad, can you taste this? I'll pretend, but I'm not tasting it for real. I'm not dipping my finger in there for real. But it's just things that I noticed that as a parent that I'm not sure if my parents had to go through that with that part with me. I know like the traumatic experience, they had to not shelter me, but they had to keep a watchful eye on me. At that time like therapy was unheard of in 94, 94, 95. Is what you sending your kid to therapy for? Boy, if you don't just go to your room and you'll get over in a few days, and that type of stuff. It was like, oh, okay, just don't leave the porch. that was like their way of shelter. Hey, you want to go outside? We know, you just can't. If you have to leave, we gotta have to go with you. And I'm like, yo, you gonna have to go with me to the store? Like, you know how embarrassed? You're 9 years old and you wanna go to the store? Cause in this part of East Orange where we lived at, um, every now and then you might see Stretch or Vinny. You might see someone from Naughty by Nature, and you'll be like, "I'm not going to the store with my parent. Like, I don't. I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm like, forget it. I'll just stay in the backyard. I'll sit on the porch, do what I gotta do. But sheltering, nah, I wasn't all for it. And then, like I said, like I started writing more. I started listening more, listening to music more. Like my friend, he had this. There was this tape that was going around the school, and my tape, unfortunately, it got taken by my mom. And on this tape, it had Akinelli, it had Biggie, and Total. It had a couple of Jay Z records. This was Jay Z before Reasonable Doubt dropped. So it had Dead Presidents up there. It had um, the Horace Brown joint. It had him and Biggie, friend or foe. No, it had him and Biggie, friend or foe. It had Brooklyn's Finest up there. Like on this one cassette, it had Juicy up there. It had One More Chance up there, and I'm like thinking like everything that I was writing. I thought I was pretty good, and then I hear this tape. I'm like, life's over. Gotta start over. Ripping, shredding. Like, who is these people? This is not one, two. No, no, no. This is rip, rip, rip. Shred everything. It did. What else happened? Like those different turns of events, and like I said, going to work with my dad in Englishtown. Like I said, the time that we spent building up a bond, like waking up to it's like I'm gonna say like a 30 to 45 minute ride from East Orange to Englishtown, New Jersey. And what we did was my dad he would buy Tommy Hilfiger, polo shirts, things like that from the outlet. Or he had a friend whose wife or somebody worked at the outlet, buy those shirts, take them to Englishtown, sell them, go back, re up, get more, come back following week, or he would sell them throughout the week at his job, where he worked 40, 50, 60 hours a week every day, Monday through Friday, waking up Saturday 5 o'clock. He going to work, waking me up. Hey, boy, come on, feet on the floor. We gotta go. Making some days we make money. Some days we'll uh, come back. Not making much. But like I said, it was just the time that was spent out with my dad. And then like I want to say it's like 9-6, 9-7. No, 9-7. It's when Big died. 9-7 is when Big died. Rest in peace. 9-7 is when Big died. 9-7 is also the night I met one of the ladies from Total. Not sure who she is. I want to say it was Keisha. It's funny how things turn out. So, like I said, writing, practicing. Also, not many people knew, but your boy could dance. So I gotta wake up early next day to go to work with my dad. So my mom gets a call. Hey, we doing? Hey, something's happening down here. Not saying. I'm not giving out any street names. If you know, you know. If you was around, you was around. Hey, such and such is having a grill, having a party over here, and we all gonna go. Y'all should come too. I'm like, all I hear is, hey, y'all come on, let's get in the car. I'm like, where we going? Hey, if you gotta ask questions, you can't go. That's just that's just my mom. If you gotta ask questions, you can't go. So I don't bother asking many questions. I just like, okay, get in the car. We head over. It's me, Quita, my sister, and my homeboy. He's spending the weekend with us that weekend. So we all get in the car and we get there and a lot of people there and a lot of faces I know, faces I grew up with, and I'm like yeah, and a lot of how can I put this? A lot of people I call like my aunt, stuff like that. They all there, and like hey, everybody's there. They shaking, they dancing, they getting a little two step in. And then um, one more chance come on for like the fifth time that night, and because who was there. So if you know you know if you don't do your research on who's family and who's not. Not saying names because don't have to and really don't want to. But yeah, like it's like they're there, and fifth time song come on, and like they're seeing, they're paying attention, and I know they're paying attention, and then everybody's dancing. Then all of a sudden you hear people go Frank, go Frank, go Frank, go Frank, and then like I'm just I'm zoned out. I'm into my getting my two step in. Like hey, can't nobody tell me nothing. Can't nobody out dance me out here, man. I'm the youngest dude out here. Can't nobody move like I move. Can't nobody touch me on this back here in this backyard when I get busy. And then yeah, then that night happened, and then I'm not going to take credit for inspiring such great music that came out a few months or down the line, but I like to say I played a part. Probably, if you know, you know. Like, ain't there what Pusha T said? If you know, you know. Like, but I don't take credit. I just say that I might have inspired, or they may have said, "Yo, I haven't done that type. It'll be dope for a backyard. Something people could play at a backyard and have family and friends dance and that type of stuff." But I'm not taking credit at all. Love you. This is about to be the end. I'm about to wrap things up here. But like I said, this will probably be either a weekly or bi-weekly podcast with your boy, Frank B. If you need to reach out to me at all my socials at m.money. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Um, and let's end this on a high note. Don't ever let people's failures link on to you because they're scared of even trying. Because they're scared of trying. They're scared to take on the road that you want to go. Like I told my wife a couple of years ago before this whole pandemic thing hit, hey, let's start a podcast. Hey, let's start a weekly. Let's record ourselves having fun. Let's just pull out the camera phone and just record little things, little not disagreements, and see what people in the comments may say, and things like that. Have them choose sides, stuff like that. But never let anybody's insecurities or what they're scared of derail you from being who you know that you're supposed to be. Like, if you know that you're supposed to be here to create, then go ahead and create. If you know that working a 9 to 5 is not for you, I'm not saying leave your 9 to 5 tomorrow. I'm saying work your 9 to 5 until what you're working on starts to make more than what you're making from your 9 to 5. That's all I'm saying. I'm still working. By the way, I'm still working my 9 to 5, but at the same time, I'm still writing. I have a few things in the works, so just know that pretty soon I won't have to work a 9 to 5. That's how I see it, and pretty soon I know before the end of 2021 I won't have to work my 9 to 5. And also work towards your vision. If you have a vision board, write it down, make it plain. And he's not just my words. It's in the Bible. It says write it down, make it plain, pray over it. These are scriptures. Like, it's in the Bible. Write it down, make it plain. So that way, if something happens to you, next person you got in line, they'll be able to keep it going. They're like, oh, I saw the vision. Like, you seen unfortunate timing of Nipsey's passing, but you see that his boys was able to, before he left a bunch of music. Before he left, that Las Vegas deal went through. Now he got his own joint about to come out in a couple of years. The vision that he had for himself and manifested, starting to take shape. He's not even here no more. God bless his soul, but So I made the vision. I wrote it, made it plain for my wife to be able to carry out. But I know that I'm gonna be here to see a lot of this stuff through, God willing. So let's end this on a high note. God, we thank you for just this time to give me the availability to speak, uh, being able to come forward and talk on sensitive subjects that I've never opened up publicly or anything to anyone. I just pray that everything that I say, that it opens doors and opens people's minds, and it starts to have real conversations around mental health and around family and friends. I pray and ask these things to be done in the only name that matters, your Son Jesus Christ, and we say Amen and salute.